Are you a staffing agency struggling to land contracts with healthcare facilities? You're hustling, putting in the work, but can't seem to get your foot in the door. Well, in today's video, we're diving into the top red flags that could get your agency rejected by facilities, and actionable advice on how to avoid them. We're talking about mistakes that can make or break your agency's reputation. By the end of this video, you'll understand what not to do, and how to position your agency as a top choice for healthcare facilities. So if you're ready to start landing those contracts and building stronger partnerships, keep watching. Alright, let's start with the first, and probably the most obvious, red flag: lack of proper licensing and certification. Healthcare facilities are legally required to ensure everyone who walks through their doors is qualified and licensed. That means your agency needs to be on top of all the licensing and accreditation requirements in your state and at the federal level. Think about it. You're dealing with people's health here. Healthcare facilities are not going to risk their reputation, or worse, a lawsuit, by working with an agency that can't even get their paperwork in order. So, how do you avoid this red flag? First and foremost, make sure your agency is fully licensed and accredited. Next, ensure every single one of your staff members has the proper certifications and credentials. Verify everything: degrees, certifications, licenses, the whole 9 yards. It's also crucial to stay updated on any changes in licensing requirements. Laws change, regulations are updated, and you need to be in the know. Set up a system to track expiration dates for licenses and certifications. You can use spreadsheets, software, whatever works for you. Just make sure you have a system in place. Double check everything. Triple check if you have to. It's better to be safe than sorry. Remember, this isn't just about getting your foot in the door. It's about building trust and long-term relationships with healthcare facilities. Let's talk about communication. Poor communication is a huge red flag for healthcare facilities. I'm talking about clear, consistent, and transparent communication throughout your entire relationship with the facility. From the very first point of contact, you need to be responsive, attentive, and easy to work with. One of the biggest complaints I hear from healthcare facilities is slow response times. Healthcare is a fast-paced industry, and facilities need an agency that can keep up. When a facility reaches out to you, whether it's an email, a phone call, or even a text message, you need to respond promptly. If you're not available to talk, at least send a quick message acknowledging that you received their message and will get back to them as soon as possible. Another major red flag is unclear contracts. Your contracts need to be straightforward, easy to understand, and leave no room for interpretation. Go through every single clause with the facility and make sure they understand exactly what they're agreeing to. Hidden fees are a massive red flag. Be upfront about your pricing. Lay out all your fees clearly and concisely in your contract. By being a clear, responsive, and transparent communicator, you'll build trust with facilities and avoid this major red flag. Providing unqualified or inexperienced staff is a surefire way to get your agency rejected by healthcare facilities. Healthcare is a highly specialized field. Facilities need to know that the staff they're bringing in are qualified, competent, and capable of providing top-notch care to their patients. When you send over an applicant who doesn't have the necessary skills or experience, it reflects poorly on your agency. It makes them question your judgment and your ability to understand their needs. They're trusting you to provide them with qualified professionals, and when you fail to deliver, it puts their patients at risk. So, how do you avoid this red flag? It all starts with your recruitment and vetting process. You need to be extremely thorough when screening potential candidates. Verify their credentials. Make sure their licenses and certifications are up to date. Check their work history. Talk to their references. And don't be afraid to ask tough questions during the interview process. Remember, you're not just filling a position. You're putting someone in a position of responsibility where they'll be caring for people's health. You need to be 100% confident in their abilities. It's also important to provide ongoing training and development opportunities for your staff. Make sure your staff is up to date on the latest advancements in their field so they can provide the best possible care. Overpromising and underdelivering is a recipe for disaster. When you promise a facility the moon and then fail to deliver, you damage your credibility and jeopardize your relationship with them. Healthcare facilities are relying on you to provide a vital service. They're depending on you to fill critical staffing gaps so they can continue to provide high-quality care to their patients. If you overpromise and underdeliver, you're not just letting them down, you're potentially putting patients at risk. So how do you avoid this red flag? Be realistic about what you can deliver. Don't promise a facility the world if you can only give them a small town. It's better to underpromise and overdeliver than the other way around. Take the time to understand the facility's needs and be honest about your capabilities. If you know you can't meet their deadline or provide them with a certain number of staff, don't say you can just to get the contract. It's better to be upfront and transparent from the start. And if something does come up and you're not able to fulfill your end of the bargain, communicate that to the facility immediately. Be upfront about the situation and work with them to find a solution. Non-compliance with industry standards and regulations. The healthcare industry is heavily regulated, and for a good reason. These regulations are in place to protect patients and ensure they're receiving the highest quality of care. As a staffing agency, it's your responsibility to be aware of and comply with all applicable laws, regulations, and industry standards. This includes things like HIPAA, OSHA, and state-specific licensing requirements. Failing to comply with these regulations can have serious consequences, including hefty fines, legal action, and damage to your reputation. One of the most common compliance issues I see is agencies failing to meet HIPAA standards. HIPAA is a federal law that protects the privacy and security of patient health information. If your agency handles any type of protected health information, you need to have a HIPAA compliance plan in place. This includes training your staff on HIPAA regulations, implementing secure data storage and transmission procedures, and designating a privacy officer. Healthcare facilities are relying on you to send them qualified and trustworthy individuals. Invest in the resources you need to ensure your agency is operating within the bounds of the law and industry standards. Hidden fees or unclear pricing structures. Let's face it, nobody likes hidden fees. When you're dealing with healthcare facilities, transparency is key, especially when it comes to pricing. Hidden fees or confusing pricing structures are huge red flags for healthcare facilities. They want to know exactly what they're paying for, and they don't want to be surprised by unexpected charges down the line. Hidden fees create distrust and make facilities feel like you're trying to take advantage of them. Lay out all your fees clearly and concisely in your contract. Use clear, easy-to-understand language, and avoid industry jargon that facilities might not understand. The more transparent you are, the more trust you'll build with healthcare facilities. Inconsistent staffing or reliability issues. Reliability is crucial in the healthcare industry. When a facility contracts with your agency, they're counting on you to provide consistent, reliable staffing. Inconsistent staffing or reliability issues are major red flags for healthcare facilities. They need to know that they can depend on you to fill their staffing needs, and they need to be confident that the staff you provide will show up on time and ready to work. If you have a track record of last-minute cancellations, no-shows, or unreliable staff, you're going to have a hard time landing contracts with healthcare facilities. Make sure you're hiring reliable, responsible individuals who understand the importance of punctuality and professionalism. Implement a thorough screening process that includes background checks, reference checks, and a clear understanding of your attendance expectations. Once you've hired your staff, communication is key. Keep them informed of their schedules, any changes to their assignments, and any important facility policies or procedures. Provide them with the support they need to be successful and address any performance issues immediately. When you consistently deliver on your promises and provide reliable staffing, you'll establish a strong reputation and position your agency as a top choice for healthcare facilities. So, there you have it, the top red flags that can get your agency rejected by healthcare facilities. By understanding these red flags and taking steps to avoid them, you can position your agency as a top choice for healthcare facilities. It's about building long-term, mutually beneficial relationships based on trust, reliability, and a shared commitment to providing high-quality patient care. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more tips on successfully partnering with healthcare facilities.